Hello guys and welcome back. So last time we talked about levels of expectation and we talked about the personal needs and the transpersonal needs. Today I'm gonna talk about something that expands a little bit this subject. Today I'm gonna talk about our human self and our divine self. As in our human self, who is more linked to the four basic needs I told in the last episode, the needs of the ego, and the transpersonal, who's linked to the other two needs, which are the needs of the spirit. Because many tend to confuse these two. Some people, some New Age adepts, go so far as to say we're spiritual beings having a human experience, and they actually neglect our human part. And some other materialistic people say that, oh, that's spirit crap, that doesn't make any sense, and are so focused on the materialistic part of life. Well, I don't agree with neither. I think a more balanced view is optimum, because we also have a human self with human needs and human weaknesses, and we also have in us a divine self which aspires to the divine. And you can recognize that by your having human needs such as food, drink, yes, sex is also a human need, the need to validate yourself, the need to be treated with respect by others, but these are only some of the needs. Some other of your needs are needs of the spirit, need for growth, need for contribution, and so on. And sometimes when you meet all of your human needs, all of the needs of the ego, you just stand up there with your needs fulfilled and you go, is this all there is? And no, the answer is it's not all there is. There is more, there is much more. But also if you identify yourself with only the spiritual side in you, then you may overlook some things that are quite basic to your life. You may say, oh, money is not important, or oh, respecting people and being respected is also not important, and oh, freedom is so important, so I can go and do whatever I want and I don't take care of any consequences. Well, that's also a bit extreme. And while I'm a fan of some extreme measures in extreme circumstances, in my opinion, that's a bit too extreme. How I thought about this dynamic between my human self and my divine self was that I had a very human emotion today. My girlfriend, my significant other, the one I love, is abroad. And even though she's from my home country, she can't be with me for a full year. And I'm all too human. I'm not generally for long distance relationships, but you know, I really love her. And you may say whatever you want, but that's true for me. So this gives me the privilege of having the space to consider this. My human needs tell me, well, okay, you'd want to be hugged right now, maybe you'd want to make love with her, and maybe you'd want to touch her, laugh with her, do all those things that us humans like to do in the companion of our significant other. And yes, of course, I would love to do that. But unfortunately, that's not possible, and the only other option would be to go out there and find another significant other and have her replace my girlfriend in the time she's not here. And I'm just not gonna do that. That's not okay for me. Maybe some of you are gonna do this, maybe some of you are gonna call me a wimp, I don't care, because I'm just not gonna do that. That doesn't make sense for me. But it gives me the opportunity to see my human needs and to recognize them, to validate them, and to say, okay, that's real. As in, yes, you do want to get a hug. As in, yes, you do want to hear nice words, not from your friends, not from your girl best friends, but from your lover. Yes, of course I do. I'm human, just like you are human. And it's only natural to feel a little bit lonely at times, or not even lonely, but to feel that you just want to have somebody be with you and just share the same space with you. And talk to you for 10 or 20 minutes. Yes, I would really want that. But those are the needs of my human side. On the other hand, I can't recognize the opportunity this means for me in terms of growth. The opportunity this means for me in terms of contribution, because what am I going to do with all that energy that piles up in me and that has no other ways to express itself? Well, I'm going to come to you, I'm going to make these videos, I'm going to talk about the things I'm experiencing, and maybe they will be of value to you. Now, I'm not pledging for long distance relationships, I told you, but in some particular cases, they may actually be worth it. In some particular cases, between two evolved persons, they may actually be worth it. When you find a person that is as special to you as you are to her, and you feel like, yeah, we're gonna have challenges, but this will work, you just jump over your all too human side. You go transpersonal and you put your faith in God. You put your faith in something bigger than you, something bigger than logic, something bigger than reason. And you say, please sustain me, please sustain her, and give us power because we really want to do this. And if the two of you gather in this transpersonal commitment, then I believe it's possible, and more than that, that you grow as an experience, and you become more available to others, and you can give more to others. So yes, this means in some way sacrificing your all too human self on the altar of the divine. But when you feel the love of God, and I'm using God not literally as in Jesus Christ, you can believe in Buddha, you can believe in Allah, I don't care. But when you believe in that love, and when you find your sustenance not in the physical, not in what you can touch, but in the love of God, then you find an inner source for what was an outer source of happiness. You become a little bit more independent. And I'm not saying become a monk. I'm not saying if you're the kind of guy that wants to date 5 women a week and sleep with 3, not to do that. I'm not any better than you. These are just my thoughts, that there is this human dimension of yourself which has human needs and human pleasures, and they're good. For crying out loud, I like to give myself human pleasures from time to time. Really I do. But I'm more inclined to tip the scales in the favor of my divine self. And that doesn't make me any better than any of you guys. It's just the way I think. And for any other person who's on a spiritual path, for any other person who feels that their current life is not satisfying them, maybe it's not about the external conditions. Maybe it's not about life satisfying you. Maybe it's about finding your peace inside yourself in the arms of the angels and the divine. Because if reality can't satisfy you, where are you gonna look? I'm not saying stay put, become lazy, and don't take any action. By all means, figure out a plan, get a definite chief aim, and then go for it. But sometimes you just have to take your inspiration and your comfort and your solace from the divine, because there isn't any human near you who can give you the specific type of comfort you need, because we have specific things we need. Not anybody will be able to give them to us. So then you have to dig deep inside yourself and find the stream that is already there. These are my few words for you today. So if you feel life isn't comforting you externally, my friends, I'm praying for you. Dig deep and find the inner source. God bless you all. I'll see you next time.